Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today I want to do a quick, and I do mean quick today, a much shorter video of a product that I've reviewed many of these different products, and they're a lot of fun to, anytime a company reaches out and wants to send me one of these for a sample. And I'm always willing to review stuff like this because there's always a spot in my home I can use this stuff. So today I want to share with you guys a company by the name of Fokoos. It's F-O-K-O-O-S. They're one of the many Amazon sellers, and they were nice enough to reach out and send me a set of their 16.5 foot LED 50/50 RGB light tape or strands. Basically you get the box, which obviously you guys know I never really get too involved in showing you off the box. Most of these things are pretty much fully featured and very similar across brand. I have seen some LED strips that are a little bit better than others, and other strips that are designed for use in different areas like wet locations. This is an indoor LED. I don't recommend you use these outdoors. There is no sheathing around these. However, you can buy aftermarket LED light tracks that will help to give the LED some weather resistance. Again, look for the proper products. I'm not sure of any of them right off the top of the bat, right off the top of my head, but you know, you can check it out on Amazon. But anyway, you get 16.5 feet of LED strip light. What I like about this particular strand is that the controller is integrated into the strand. There's pros and cons to that. Pros is that it's pretty much ready to go. You just plug it into a transformer. Only downside to that is if you do have any kind of issue with the RGB controller, you're subject to having to maybe find something that allows you to reuse a strand with a separate LED controller. So this is your standard LED controller. These are replaceable. That's the only downside I see with this strand. But it's nice that it's all included. Again, this one here is a RF RGB controller. So it's up to you as far as what you guys might want to use or what you rather purchase. I do think that, again, you know, that if you do have an issue with this, it kind of sucks that the entire strand, I don't know if you can get replacement LED controllers that work quite like this. This is actually something that's fused onto the strand itself. Now, I'm not going to crack this open. It does look like there's sort of a kind of a seal on the sides, sort of like some kind of clips holding this together. I'm not going to bust it open because these are pretty reliable. Only downside, again, I'd say to this is that if by some chance you did have an LED controller go out, I just don't know if you could find a replacement. And what's really annoying about that is you would have to replace the entire string. So that, although these are very affordable at only $16.99 shipped, that would be a real nuisance for me if I had to remove these wherever I put them. You know, the LED lights, very rarely do they burn out. They last for a really long time. Of all the LED lights I have throughout my house, I can honestly say that I have not had only one set go out on my desk recently, and that's honestly because I had my foot on my desk, and over time I kind of accidentally would kick it, and I kind of damaged it. So then, of course, this LED controller went out. So again, I replaced that. They're cheap enough to do it, but again, that's the only downside to this. If you're putting these in somewhere where you don't really mind if one day they go out, and that could take, you know, 10 years for these to go out. Like I said, throughout my entire house, I have LED strip lights, and what they tend to, once you just leave them on, and a lot of the stuff, you know, if you do leave it on, like anything, if you keep temperatures consistent, you keep electronics on at a steady rate, it's actually better for electronics. Just like computers, you leave it on 24 hours a day, it is better than having to, you know, heat up, warm up, cool down. It's always nice to maintain that temperature. Just my opinion, that's been my experience with electronics. So if you're putting this somewhere where they're going to be on all the time, you'll get a really long lifespan out of this. Again, you're not going to be able to use these in the backyard, but you know, dry environments, you'd be good to go. Garage, house, whatever. You do get the infrared RGB remote, so this allows you to control this device just like any other set of RGB LED products. You know, you have your brightness levels, which is about 3 levels, on, off, your different colors, and that's really about it. One thing I do want to test though, with these strands, that every strand is a little bit different, and one thing I consistently find with LED strands or LED products is that a lot of times the whites are not like a warm white. They're just a straight bluish cool white. And that can be a little bit annoying if you're not looking to always use the color aspect of these. Now for me, fortunately, I have a lot of blue around my house, and I use the RGB colors. And when I say RGB, I mean red, green, and blue. If you are going to use colors, the colors always look great. But I do find sometimes I just want to have a nice warm white kind of glow, and the whites are always very bluish with these. And again, it depends on the quality that you get. Depends on, if you spend more for a specific brand, like if you were to go the LifeX product, you're going to pay a heck of a lot more, but you're going to really be able to dial in those colors and those whites a lot better than some of the inexpensive ones. But let's take a look and see what we get here. I'm going to plug it in. So the thing has gone into kind of a flashing, setup mode. Not that there's really anything to set up. Again, you turn it off, turn it on. The infrared sensor is built into the controller. So wherever you mount this, you have to have this somewhere where this is going to be somewhat visible if you do want to change the color often. Let's see what the white looks like. So here's a perfect example. I don't know if you see it by the video, the white on this is extremely blue. And how we're getting white on this particular strand is that each one of these 50/50 LEDs is an RGB. A lot of times when you have some of the better strands, the whites will actually have an individual LED, and that allows you to really fine tune the color adjustment. With these, they're just overlapping red, green, and blue to get white. And unfortunately, the white on this is pretty blue. Very cool. I would almost say that's baby blue and not like a cool white. If we go over to some of the other colors, again, I am familiar with strands like this. We look at some of the other colors. We go to orange. The closest thing you're going to get to a warm white is if you go with the orange color or the yellow and just kind of dim it down. But unfortunately, you're not really going to get a nice warm white out of this. So just keep that in mind. If you are going to use these somewhere where you're really looking for the color, RGB, those colors, and great. If you're looking for that warm white or cool white, that perfect white color, you're not going to get it with these. One thing I do like about these, or another thing I like about these, is the fact that they give you lots of double stick tape. So I always find that a lot of these strands don't come with enough stick tape, so they give you looks like 4 pieces of double stick tape, which is nice because I can tell you a lot of times, you have the right intention on where you're going to put the controller, and next thing you know, you're relocating it. So other great thing about these is they do come with, and a lot of these strands do not come with this. I've tested a lot of different light strands. They do come with the, I'll call them right angle wires. So if you want to go ahead and cut this, which you can they're marked where you cut this LED to the perfect size. What's nice about this is you can cut these, and with this allows you to bend the corner. So for instance, a lot of times with LED lights, I'll want to put them in the back of my TV for that ambient backlighting. I go with the inexpensive stuff. It works for me because most of the time I have it on blue or purple, maybe teal. So I don't really do a lot of the warm whites or the cool whites. Depends on where I'm locating these. But with this is nice because if you're going to bend around a corner or make a right angle, normally with standard LEDs, or like a strip, if you're going to do that, you have to fold it basically back on itself and then over and crease it. And that does work, but this is really nice to bend the corner. You may have an area in your home where you're going to put these where maybe you don't necessarily want to do that. Maybe it's difficult for you to, like let's say you're putting these under a cabinet and you're trying to make a turn at a right angle. There's not a lot of easy ways to do that without really creasing the LED strip, and depending on where you're putting these, that may look kind of funny. It may not be aesthetically pleasing. So these are nice that you can really turn corners with these. So it's nice to give you these. Also, what's nice about them is if, let's just say down the road you decide, oh well, I want to add to these. Let's say you put them. Maybe you have some molding you're putting around, or you're going around some sort of object, right? And you decide, okay, well, I want to continue to lengthen these. You can use these to lengthen the LED strip. So that's fantastic. I have never had an LED light set come with these, so that's a great addition. Price point's pretty competitive for the size. Again, 16.4 feet, I misspoke. RGB 24 key IR remote control. that's really about it. You know, I'm not going to read all the other stuff that's on the listing here, or the Amazon listing. I encourage you just to click the link and read about it, because honestly, a lot of this stuff is pretty standard. There's a lot of companies making these products that are basically the same product under different names. So just kind of keep that in mind. I always tell you guys to go with the best price and, you know, fastest shipping, the most affordable deals. But again, I do like the fact that you get a lot of length with this, and of course you do get the extension wires, or the right angle wires. So anyway, I want to thank Fokoos for their generosity in sending this out to me. I will definitely find the home for this somewhere. I'm not really sure where yet. One thing I kind of thought about doing was putting these in one piece of art that I have. And I used to have LED strand lights around that piece of art. And on those, the controller did actually go out, and so I just completely removed the LEDs because they weren't tacked on properly. So I may use these for that, but I really don't need 16 feet, and this is a really nice run. I may want to save these for a different project. But when I do my my 2021 Smart Home Tour, like I do every year, showcasing a lot of different products and showing, you know, people some of the things you can do and building some inspiration. I will mention these and let you guys know where I actually use them. And again, you know, links are always in the description of our video. So guys, thanks for watching. I do appreciate you taking time to watch me. I know this one's kind of a little bit of a redundant video. I have reviewed so many smart home products, especially LEDs, that, you know, you kind of like, you've seen one, you've seen them all. But they all work, they're great, they're affordable. And just keep in mind that if you have an area where maybe you traditionally use fluorescent bulbs. Perfect examples, like my parents have a break front. It's a beautiful china cabinet, and they're using old school fluorescent bulbs. It works, but something like this would be a really great addition to add some LED lights in there. And again, be able to adjust the color. You may not want to, not everybody wants to have the really, kind of club vibe. I mean, anytime you start adding all the RGB, you do kind of, I think, as much as I like it, you do kind of take on more of that Miami club vibe, right? But I still think it's cool. I enjoy it. I think it's pretty neat to just kind of set the mood with all different colors. So it's to each your own. Let me know what you guys think, if I can help you in any way. As always, drop me a comment, drop me an email, subscribe to the channel if you like the content. As always, guys, have a wonderful day and take care.